The Fire Opal. Garden season didn't pause for teenage plans. If we wanted to go somewhere during the summer, a game, a friend's house, anything that required leaving the driveway, our rows had to be weeded first. No negotiation. Responsibility before recreation. It was so ingrained we didn't even argue much about it. At least not successfully. That afternoon I had somewhere to be. I had already showered, already done my makeup, already mentally moved on from dirt and sun and mosquitoes. I was dressed except for a quick change into something less garden appropriate once I came back inside. On my right hand was the ring I had chosen for myself instead of a class ring. I hadn't wanted a traditional high school ring. It felt obligatory, heavy with symbolism I wasn't really sure I cared about. But I did want something to mark the years, something beautiful, something that felt like mine. The stone was a fire opal, deep orange with flashes of pink and gold that caught the light in a way that made you look twice. The setting was delicate filigree, intricate without being too loud. To this day, I have never seen another one quite that pretty. It felt grown up, intentional, like I had selected it rather than inherited it. And I wore it everywhere, including to the garden. I told myself I would be careful. It was only a couple of rows. The weeds weren't terrible. I would keep my hands mindful, pull from the base, shake the dirt loose gently. I remember kneeling between the rows, the sun already settling into that heavy late afternoon heat, the smell of soil rising as I worked. The ring caught the light once when I reached forward, flashing against the green leaves. I noticed it. And then I kept going. When I came back inside, I turned on the kitchen faucet and began washing the dirt from my hands. It wasn't until I reached for the towel that something felt wrong. My hand looked different. The ring was gone. I stood there for a second, staring at my finger as if I had miscounted. I checked the sink, the counter, the floor. I dried my hands more slowly, hoping it would somehow reappear. It didn't. I called for Mom, trying to keep my voice steady and not succeeding very well. I told her what happened, and she didn't dismiss it or tell me it was just a ring. She grabbed her shoes. My sister came too. We went back out into the garden, 3 of us, retracing the rows I had just weeded. What had taken me maybe 20 minutes now stretched endlessly. We knelt and sifted through loose soil, gently shaking piles of weeds, scanning for even the smallest glint of orange against brown. I widened the search beyond my rows, convinced I must have wandered farther than I remembered. We parted leaves carefully, moved down the paths, checked the edges where dirt met grass. The garden gave nothing back. We searched until it felt unreasonable to keep searching, until the light began to thin, until hope shifted quietly from possibility to improbability. And then we stopped. I changed clothes. I went to the game. I smiled when I was supposed to, but my hand felt strange all evening, like it was missing more than metal and stone. I have never found that ring. Not later that summer, not the next year, not after harvest when the rows were cleared and the soil turned again. For a long time, I half expected it to resurface, caught in a rake, turned up by accident, flashing in the sun as if it had only been misplaced. It never did. I still miss it. Not because it was extravagant. It wasn't. Not because it marked some milestone the way a class ring might have. It didn't. I miss it because it was beautiful, and it was mine, and I lost it doing exactly what I was supposed to do. There's something about that has stayed with me. Sometimes responsibility costs more than you expect. Sometimes you do everything right and still come up empty-handed. Sometimes what you love sinks quietly into the soil, and no amount of careful searching will bring it back. Faith doesn't prevent that. It never promised to. I don't know where that ring rests now, whether it lies buried beneath layers of seasons long past, or whether it was carried somewhere I will never see. I only know that what disappears from our hands does not disappear from his sight. The garden fed us well. It just kept that one thing.